Yo, good afternoon, everyone. It's D. Bailey. I hope you're well. Today's Saturday, just lounging around the house, getting work done, administrative work, getting caught up on my social media content. All right. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell below so that you are updated on all content uploads. Please be sure to like, share, leave your comments. All right. It helps algorithm, it helps the channel grow so that we can develop ourselves and bring more content. All right. So you guys know most of you know my content. My platform is focused on family, faith, wealth, and real estate. Okay, I'm a real estate professional, but I'm a Christian. I'm a father, and I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but I became a grandfather. All right. So I wanted to do something a little bit different today, and I wanted to speak to the young ladies out there. All right. I've been doing a lot of observing, a lot of research, and it shows that single motherhood, unmarried childbirths are quite common, especially in the Black community. All right. This is where I come from, so naturally I delineate on that particular demographic. All right. So today I want to speak to the young women. I'm gonna put my father hat on and just be real a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna be objective. All right. I am a man, but I'm giving advice to young ladies based upon what I know to be true. All right. I was a young father, a teenage father, that is. All right. So I have a little credibility when it comes to that. I'm now a father. All right. And I'm also a grandfather. All right. So, young ladies, most of you have heard the whole idea of abstaining from sex before marriage. Okay. This is something you should be doing. Okay. And I'm going to give you the reasons why. All right. As a young lady, you have desires to be wanted. You have desires to belong. You have these natural abilities to nurture and to care for others. These are attributes that God gave you, and these are also curses that God gave you. All right. And I'm speaking from a spiritual Christian, biblical perspective. All right. God gave you these desires to a man. Whether you develop your masculinity and convince yourself that it doesn't exist or it's not true, all right, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're creating yourself to be something that, you're not. When we don't live in our purpose or our design, we're abusing ourselves. We're not going to get the outcome, the desire, or the most maximized outcome. All right. So the reality is this: those desires exist, those attributes exist, and of course there are exceptions, but we don't live life based upon exceptions. All right. All right. So when you're 16, 17, 15, you have these urges, you have these desires to the young man. All right. Doing anything outside of what your parents tell you, and when I mean what your parents tell you, I'm assuming that your parents are giving you these lessons, these instructions to benefit you, to get the outcome that you more than likely desire, that they desire for your life.
Can you download this game?
All right. So when you go against those instructions from your parent, you get outcomes such as teen motherhood. Okay. Teen motherhood, and it's not just about you. I'm gonna have to edit this part. It's not just about you guys. It's about the community. All right, you're producing young men, young women that have to go out into the world. All right, they go out into the world, and the world has to. There you go, son.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The
Bye,
world,
everybody. We'll be back soon.
the world has to engage your offspring. These children become adults. All right, and it becomes a community issue. All right, not only let's going back to the individual. All right. Those young men that you give yourself away to, those young men that you put your trust into, that tell you that they love you, that tell you that they're gonna promise you this and promise you that. These young men, first of all, as much as you want to be convinced, or you want them to be that project, or you want them to be that exception, which there may be. But the reality is those young men are not in a position to benefit your life in the best way possible. Okay? They're not financially ready. Okay, men don't develop financially until they're in the mid-40s. They don't meet the peak of their potential financially until they're in their 40s. That's just a statistic. That's reality. All right? Emotionally, they are not emotionally developed. Okay? Men, we reach our peak growth around 25. And even at 25, we have not lived experiences. We have not experienced the world enough to lead you, to offer you that leadership, that life you want with the man. Okay? All right. So they're not financially capable. All right? They're not emotionally capable. All right? So, assuming you want the best outcome for your life, what do they have to offer you? And the answer to that is nothing. They have nothing to offer you. Okay? I'm going to add this as well. As my experience, I was a teenage father. And looking back now, everything that I was going through at home, I had issues at home. I was raised by a single mother. You know, that whole label can be argued. But I was raised by a single mother with a present father. He was there in my life. However, the choices that my mother made impacted me, psychologically. I was going through a lot of emotional things at home. And those angers, those desires were all transferred over to every woman that I was dealing with. Okay? I had noble intent. I was raised well, I like to believe. But I was not committed. I wasn't able to commit. All right? And there were things that I wasn't able to offer despite what they wanted and what I wanted. Okay? And what I wanted wasn't focused on a girl or focused on a woman. It's just not the way the world works. Okay? So, what I'm saying to you is, you're going to get a negative outcome if you do not heed the voice of your mother and your father. Okay? It's just that simple. I'm in my 40s. And I can tell you a lot of the things that, a lot of the negative outcomes that I've gone through, your parents can probably tell you the same thing. A lot of the things that we're addressing right now are the direct result of not listening to the advice that our parents gave us. That's just the reality. Okay? So, young lady, if you're in the position, if you have not given yourself to a guy, if you have goals, if you want to be have this career, if you want to be a husband, your best option is to do what your parents ask you. Okay? You're 15, 16, 17, 18. You do not know more than what your parents know. Your parents don't have to be degree holders. They don't have to be the the most successful person career-wise, financially, all right? But I can tell you this, when they tell you do not have sex until marriage, save yourself until marriage, they're giving you the best piece of advice that you can follow. It's just reality. Okay? I've heard it. Grandparents heard it. We all hear it. The reality is that we don't want to listen. We don't want it. It's not, it goes against our natural feelings. Okay? It goes against our natural feelings. That's just reality. All right? No one said it's easy to abide by or to adhere to. But again, it's delaying gratification. Okay? The most successful people on this planet will tell you that in order to get those difficult objectives, in order to reach those difficult objectives, you have to delay gratification for now and put them off for later. Okay? Look at the nerds that were in school. Look at the jocks or the popular people. Go ask your parents about them now. All right? We all have them. High school is a cycle. We all have the athletes. We all have the STEM guys or the STEM girls and guys that aren't cool or that don't appear cool. All right? They're categories. All right? They aren't coincidences, guys. Nothing's new under the sun. You know, your parents have gone through the whole cycle. All right? So I'm going to let that be, guys. I think I've communicated my point effectively. Young ladies, please, please, please hear this advice from a different authority, okay? All right? It's not just coming from your mothers, your aunts, your grandmothers. It's also coming from a man. I have no dog in the fight, all right? Other than the fact that your choices affect the community, all right, which is my investment. So I would like to say I do have a dog in the fight. But I hope I'm coming from a place of objectivity, and I hope that you listen. All right, guys, thank you for listening, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Peace.